Day brings new challenges, but AARP only sees possibilities. We're tackling the concerns of our communities and supporting the kind of change that can benefit all of us. Take on today with AARP. Learn how at aarp.org/SD.
Sioux Falls police are investigating a pair of early morning armed robberies. We have details of an arrest in one of the holdups. And we're checking on the turnout for the first day of absentee voting in Minnehaha County. Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your weekend. We also have a long list of boredom busters coming up, but first, our top stories. Police have arrested a suspect in an early morning armed robbery at a Sioux Falls fast food restaurant. The police say a man armed with a handgun held up a worker at the Taco John's drive-up window on East 10th Street just after 2 o'clock this morning. But going off a description the gunman provided by workers at the scene, police caught the suspect a few blocks away. 26-year-old Caleb Frazier of Sioux Falls is facing charges of first-degree robbery and aggravated assault. No one was hurt. Police are also investigating an early morning armed robbery at a convenience store on the west side of Sioux Falls. Investigators say a female wearing a face mask and brandishing a pistol held up the get-and-go on West 12th Street and Valley View Road just after 3 o'clock this morning. No one was hurt. So far, no arrests in that robbery. Friday's death of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg from pancreatic cancer is expected to set off a high-stakes political fight over when Congress should vote on her successor. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is vowing to bring President Trump's nominee to a vote with just over 6 weeks before the election. U.S. Senator John Thune supports McConnell's plan, issuing a statement last night saying, "I believe Americans sent a Republican president and a Republican Senate to Washington to ensure we have an impartial judiciary that upholds the Constitution and the rule of law." Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden says there should be no nomination or vote until the next president is decided. Well, early voting ahead of the November election is off to a strong start in Sioux Falls. People had to wait in line at the Minnehaha County Election Center to cast their ballots on Friday's first day of in-person absentee voting. Voters say it's important to make their voices heard in the political process in spite of the challenges posed by the pandemic.
We wanted to just really make sure that our vote got counted, and we just felt best doing it this way.
I just hope everybody thinks like we do as far as wanting to be heard in this country and you know, make your vote count and don't wait to the last minute.
Poll workers regularly wipe the tables and the voting booths to keep people safe. Voters are also social distance while they're waiting in line. Let's get a first check of our forecast now with meteorologist Adam Root in the Storm Center. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Perry, and good morning, everybody. We're off to a pretty nice start to the day, but it is going to get warmer, and it is going to be a little windy at times. We'll take a look outside of Falls Park this morning, 55 with a tolerable southerly breeze at 8 miles per hour, but that is going to increase as we head later into the day and eventually into the evening for that matter. Up to 52 now in Brookings, 50 Watertown, but a pair of 4s in Sisseton, 46 Ortonville, 51 rather, as you go to Marshall and Worthington. A pair of 5s here in Chamberlain. We'll throw in Aberdeen for good measure. And 49 in Rapid City and Buffalo. Wind gusts are starting to pick up a little bit more toward Huron, a recent gust of 22 miles per hour. But beyond that, it's been a sustained wind at around 10 to 15 miles per hour in many locations. Just be advised that we are going to be dealing with stronger winds as we head through the weekend. Satellite and radar are really not showing a whole lot of anything going on beyond some cloud cover West River, but that's going to be just about it. Rain is going to be lacking across the board for a while. We'll talk about that, plus the warm start to fall coming up in my 7-day forecast.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. Well, the Fall Parade of Homes features more than 60 newly built homes in Sioux Falls, Brandon, Harrisburg, Hartford, Lenox, T, and Wentworth. New this year, some builders have added a virtual tour option to their home listings. People who show up in person are encouraged to bring a face mask to wear inside the homes. The homes range in prices from $200,000 on up to more than $1 million. The hours are from 1 to 5 today and Sunday. All of the homes are free to tour. The Alzheimer's Association is hosting a virtual walk to end Alzheimer's today. Instead of hosting a large gathering, the Alzheimer's Association is inviting participants to walk as individuals or in small groups on sidewalks, tracks, and trails in southeastern South Dakota. You can download the new Walk to End Alzheimer's mobile app to track your steps and distance. The Health Connect Fair at the Sanford Pentagon features free health screenings for people of all ages. The fair goes from 11 to 3 and also includes a free lunch and entertainment. Sioux Empire Realtors for Kids are hosting a poker run scramble to raise money for local children in need. The 10-stop scramble goes from 10:30 to 5, starting in J&L Harley-Davidson in Sioux Falls. The cost is $20 for single rides, $25 for double rides. Calvary Episcopal Cathedral in downtown Sioux Falls is hosting a rummage sale from 8 to noon. Items for sale include clothing, housewares, books, and tools. Admission is free, but a mask is required for entry. The Black Expo showcases local Black-owned businesses and entrepreneurs. 22 vendors will be set up at the 8th and Railroad Center from 11 to 3. You're invited to attend a special commemoration in Sioux Falls of the 400th anniversary of the Mayflower Voyage. It starts at 7 p.m. at McKinnon Park. It includes a reading of the names of the pilgrims, plus a lighting of the luminaries. Admission is free. Masks are encouraged. It's another exciting night of racing at Huset Speedway in Brandon. The Power Series 360 Nationals features a $10,000 top prize. The gates open at 4. Hot laps begin at 7. Adam?
Well, like I said, satellite and radar is going to stay really quiet today, and that's even with an upper-level trough that's going to try and pivot eastward and make its presence known. We'll also have a warm front lifting through the area, which will help West River locations warm up well into the mid to upper 80s. But beyond that, there isn't much of anything else going on. Yes, there is rain out there, but it's mainly confined to Idaho and a few renegade showers in Wyoming and parts of central Montana, but that's going to be just about it. We really could use some rain, however. You notice towards southeastern and central parts of KELOLAND, a dire lack of rainfall compared to average over the last 30 days, and as a result, we are seeing more moderate and severe drought conditions creep into the area, including severe drought for the Sioux Falls area, down I-29 through Lincoln and into Union County. Severe drought also extending even further into parts of Oglala, Lakota County, Custer County, and now the entirety of Fall River County under those severe drought conditions. We really do need the rain, and overall, we just don't get any, with one small exception. We could see a few isolated showers later on tonight in western parts of KELOLAND, but because the air is so dry, a lot of this moisture is going to likely evaporate before it even reaches the ground. So while, yes, Futurecast is picking up on the potential for a few of those showers, really, I would expect little, if anything, to come from that. And then once we get through that, that's it. We just have a lot of warmth to talk about, however. The first day of fall comes around on Tuesday, but the overall trend is going to skew well above average for this time of year as high temperatures climb into the 80s and really stay there through the second half of next week and even into the end of next week, for that matter, as high temperatures trend anywhere between 10 to 15 degrees above average for this time of year. I wouldn't even be surprised if we towed the line of 90 on a couple of occasions West River, while East River locations remain very much in the 80s. Speaking of 80s, that's exactly what we get West River, with a few of those spilling over into southeastern parts of South Dakota toward Yankton, for example. But beyond that, we're talking about 70s for high temperatures the closer to the I-29 corridor you go, and mid to upper 70s at that. Lows tonight in the upper 50s to mid 60s, a rather warm night ahead. And then we warm up a little bit more East River into, in general, the low to mid 80s, 70s trying to hang tough in northeastern KELOLAND. And out west, we may also be stuck in the upper 70s to low 80s. But as we go through the 7-day forecast, there is the overall trend. It's dry and it is warm as we go through the first several days of fall.
Well, thank you for joining us for KELOLAND on the Go. You can get up-to-the-minute developments right here on KELOLAND.com. Have a great day.